Hello, slightly sick sandwich here. As I mentioned earlier, Yugge organized a cool Danger Zone challenge with prizes. You had to get a stomp, knife, or Zeus in a real game while being in the air for as long as possible. Snurfing counted as being in the air. The rules were quite generous. You could pre-place bump mines, and your teammate could help you. You could even play in unranked. There were a pair of gloves to the winner, and this USPS to the runner-up. In this video, I want to cover all the submitted clips and the story of this competition as it unfolded. It's going to be a little bit of a longer video, but it's going to be worth it. Yugge announced the competition on the 24th of November, and the final day of submission was December 18th. 2 days went by, and no one had submitted anything, so I thought I'd submit a simple one just to get the ball rolling, kinda how you want someone to start bidding on an item at an auction just to get other people to bid.
Oh, nice.
It was only 4 seconds and 867 milliseconds, but it was the number one clip for now. The bid worked as Supra submitted this clip the very same day. Clocking in at 5 seconds and 633 milliseconds. I responded with this clip just 10 minutes later. It clocked in at 6 seconds and 950 milliseconds, putting me back in at number 1. Just 2 hours later, Pantufla did this. Crushing Airtime with 11 second and 550 milliseconds, putting him at number 1. Just 1 hour after that, Jesus got in this clip. It was 11 seconds and 67 milliseconds, just behind Pantuflu, but it bumped me down to number 3. The competition had really taken off by now. It was actually quiet for a few days after that, but then I got this clip. There was a rule that your kill had to be within 0.7 seconds after landing, and I was not sure if I succeeded on this or not. Yugge timed it, and it was legit, clocking in at 11 seconds and 483 milliseconds, barely beating Pantuflo. Later that same day, I finally got one using all 3 bump mines.
It's work.
Yes! 13 seconds and 333 milliseconds, placing me firmly at number 1. Another couple of days went by with no clips, and then a new challenger appeared. Roundup got this clip on November the 30th. "14 seconds and 733 milliseconds, the new number 1. Supra strike back with a clip on December 1st.
Only. Fancy bump. Bra. Boss. Ale siadło.
11 second and 767 milliseconds, placing him at number 3. Things went quiet for a while, and Yugge started fearing that people would not submit clips until the 18th of December as to hide their tricks and not give other competitors ideas. He also wanted to add more motivation. In order to do this, he announced more prizes. He gave out this MP9 Starlight protector to any player who could submit any clip that is more than 15 seconds for the next 24 hours. Additionally, he gave out one MP9 Starlight protector to any player who broke a new plus 5-second barrier for the rest of the competition, starting at 20 seconds. This made it juicy to be the first new player with a long trick. One of those new faces was Global. 16 seconds and 560 milliseconds, claiming an MP9 for being over 15 seconds. Just later that day, Max Point entered the competition with this clip. 21 seconds and 133 milliseconds. This earned him 2 MP9s, one for breaking the 20-second barrier and one for being a clip over 15 seconds within those 24 hours. Getting longer clips was now starting to become a real challenge. You needed to pre-place bumps, as 3 bumps was no longer cutting it. In a real game, you have to consider the danger zone, enemies that may kill you or trigger the bump mines, and the money you need to buy the bump mines. Max Point solved this by creating a trick where all the pre-placed bumps were fairly close to each other and avoiding corners where the zone would usually start to expand first. Planning the trick started to play a more important role in this part of the competition. The 24-hour challenge was over, but the main competition had a lot left to give. Enter Legend. At the 7th of December, he did this. 26 seconds and 183 milliseconds. An insane trick which earned him an MP9 for breaking the 25-second barrier. I tried to do the same trick in practice that very day after I saw it, for a whole hour, and I didn't get it once. I actually showed it to Catfish, since it reminded me of what he did in Danger Zone's Got Talent episode 3 on Black Sign. He liked it, and he made this version in practice mode with Lazy's script. I kinda gave up on trying to get number 1 after that clip, but Legend was not done. 5 days later, after more than 60 attempts, he did this. An 11 bump mine trick. This is beyond insanity to do in an actual game. Setting all of this up, not being eaten by the zone, I have no words. And the time? 38 seconds and 560 milliseconds, earning him 2 more MP9s for beating the 30 and the 35-second barrier. And this must be it, right? No one could possibly beat this time. However, Max Point was still number 2 with a 21-second and 133 millisecond trick, and I realized I could beat that with a 5 bump setup. So I went to work as the 18th was closing gradually. Just 3 days before, I did this. It was 22 seconds, 850 milliseconds. It should have beaten Max Point, but the kill took over 1 second, so it was not approved. I had done so many attempts trying to get this, and I only had 3 days left. I was getting really tired. But luckily, on the very same day, I didn't give up and I got this clip. 23 seconds, 583 milliseconds. Even longer than when I failed, placing me at number 2. I knew that Max Point was trying to beat me. He was actually even trying to beat Legend, but he only had 3 days left and he was struggling with technical difficulties. Nothing more happened up until the 18th of December, and there was less than 2 hours left on the clock. And then Global posted this clip.
Давай на КСБ сворачивай.
"15 bump mines. The time 1 minute 3 seconds 932 milliseconds, pushing Legend to number 2 and myself to number 3. Now, difficulty wise, this did not seem as difficult as what Legend did, and after testing the trick myself, I can 100% confirm that it's not that difficult to do this trick. But it is original and something I should have thought about earlier to do myself. It did, however, feel a little bit unsportsmanlike to post it right before the deadline. It felt like an exploit, but it did not break any rules. And that's it. I want to thank Yugge for creating and supporting this challenge. It pushed me and many others to use way more bump mines to get kills than we'd ever dream of. I'm pretty sure that Global now holds the record for most bump mines used to get a single kill in Danger Zone. Imagine the honor of someone using 15 bump mines to kill you, or Legend's 11 bump mines. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one.